Now they're going to be relatively off-the-shelf technologies. And so the hope is on nuclear power that once you get the plan up and running, then you can hopefully permit the others very quickly.
Okay.
And that's our hope. On energy, we have to build, we'll need 230 gigawatts. And what is Fort Calhoun for that? 700 mega?
No idea.
I think it's 700 mega, which is less than 1 gigabyte.
We're the second smallest nuclear power plant in the country.
And so basically we have to build more than 230 the size, but every new nuclear power plant is going to be 1 gigawatt or 1,000 megawatts or more. So we need 230 new power plants over the next 30 years.
So you're going to be in for the depository, the nuclear waste. They're going to have to get some movement on that.
Yeah.
They're going to have an option because right now they're storing it on site. I don't think most people know that.
Most people don't. And unfortunately, the administration, of course, it hasn't been funded, but they've officially declared that option off the table now, and they're looking at others. But everyone else in the world recycles their nuclear waste. They keep using it and using it and using it, recharging it, and that's the way we have to go. But in the 70s, the United States Congress actually passed a law saying you can't recycle it as part of the anti-proliferation movement on nuclear weapons. And so we're the only country in the world that can't recycle. So we've got to change the law on that.
I'm assuming the French do because that's most of their energy that they get.
Yeah. Well, and not only that, but they export to Spain and Germany. No, they're nuclear power.
Nuclear power?
We just store ours on the
Yep.
The nuclear waste is essentially just stored on site. I mean, it's secure, but I mean, I don't know how secure that makes you feel, but I mean, it is secure. I'm not going to be an alarmist, but it would be nice if we could throw that stuff under a mountain, make sure there's no water shale or anything, so that it doesn't contaminate anything else. So they've done a lot of research.
That's why they spent 20 years on environmental studies and on Yucca Mountain. It's exactly that. There'd be no leakage. Of course, it's lead and 20 feet of cement and everything else in that cave.
I'm not saying that.
How's everybody doing over here?
Great, and you?
Wonderful, thanks.
Now, do you live up in
I live in
Washington?
Florence.
Oh, okay. So just a hop, skip, and a jump. Well, I go to Harold's and kind of feel like I'm cheating on him.
We were talking, wondering if you were down there or here. We couldn't remember the name of it.
Well, and they've offered to do one of these, and if it's only going to be like this, then we can. But as Hannah can testify to, we've had some big turnouts, and so we would displace all of their customers if we would have a bigger turnout. And I sit with some of those guys, and I don't think they like being kind of pushed out.
Crowded.
But it is interesting. A year ago this time, we were getting 100, and then by August we were getting a couple hundred. And now it's rather intimate. Have either of you been following the financial reform bill?
I find it hard to understand, to be quite honest.
Don't mean to laugh, but
Yeah, no, I try.
believe me, it's there's a lot of members in the Senate and the House that are struggling to try and understand it.
Stack of pancakes with an egg or two on it. And cover the whole thing with maple syrup.
Yeah. So I was curious. Our office is not receiving a lot of contact on that at all. As a matter of fact, we had more contact in the last 2 weeks on stopping crush videos than on the financial reform bill. I'll let Molly explain what those are.
Oh.
It's using
Joe can explain it, okay.
animals in sex videos
But crushing them.
and crushing, killing them. Yeah. Congress, we passed a law trying to stop it, but this federal courts declared that it was too broad, that it could be reasonably interpreted that a hunting and fishing show would fall under that. So Congress is going to have to tighten it up. The court suggested that if we made it more narrow, it would withstand a constitutional attack. But yeah, we've had way more people contact us about crush videos than we have the financial reform, which is amazing because this has the potential to affect as big a portion of the economy as healthcare did or cap and trade did. But I think that you probably hit, Jeff, the nail on the head. It's just when you start getting into exotic securities and derivatives and stuff that we never deal with on a daily basis, you just think, well, that's that strange stuff they do on Wall Street. But the reality is that's part of the bill, but they regulate almost every financial product at every level. So
Well, it's a tough nut to crack because I'm a generally conservative guy, so I want banks to be able to do what they need to do to make money. I want them to be successful, but at the same time, the lunacy that it took to take these bad mortgages, package them together, sell them as a financial product, and then even bet against them, within the same company. That's just and a lot of people like to talk regulation. I would just like oversight. I don't want a nanny. I want somebody to just say, who peeks in from time to time and says, okay, let's take a closer look at that. That's probably not cool. So.
Jeff, I think you hit the nail on the head. One of the things about the SEC is they don't have the people that really dig in. They don't have enough, and they don't have the skill. We met in our office a couple weeks ago with, he's a forensic CPA. He goes in and kind of looks through and is able to determine all of the sub-boards and everything that these companies create to kind of shelter their money. And so I asked him, I said, how many people like you are in the SEC? He said, well, I don't know, but my guess is it's very few that have the level of knowledge that can come in and really dissect and pick up on the little things in their filings that kind of trigger that I'll know means that there's something else out there that they didn't have to file, but we know it's there because there's little magic things. But I said, well, we could have some of this stuff like you're talking about with Goldman Sachs been resolved if we would have been able to, have the right oversight, the police with the right level of knowledge. It would clean them up in a heartbeat because they know they couldn't get away with this stuff now. So I think you're right. We're coming down to the point where we're going to regulate Saul's pawn shop federally, but yet we aren't hiring people that can actually do the work.